life, real life, the real deal is really, really, just really amazing. It's Mamma Mia amazing. I've come to realize, not on my own, of course, but understand and can see that in real life, number one, there are no such thing as problems. Zero problems. Isn't that something? And yet most people, until they wake up, fight over problems that doesn't exist. Number two, life is about rising above your lower state of consciousness, which is unconsciousness. You know, God said he would give you the mind of God. That is higher level of consciousness. And so you're put on this earth to rise above your lower state of unconsciousness, your abnormal state, which is not your own. And for most people, they don't know it. And for most people, it's the last thing they want to do. You tell them that your only issue in life, which is just an issue, a situation, is that you must be born again. You must return to the Father. This is for every man, every woman, every boy, every girl, every child, every adult. When Christ was talking about children, he was also referring to adults as children. Adults who are 80 and 90 years old. From the moment you pop out of your mama's womb until you die. You just gotta die. He was calling them children because they didn't understand. Even the adults did not understand. One thing I noticed about adults, I just realized is, maybe I've seen it before but forgot. There's this thing where they call, a lot of adults say that they were bullied while in school and growing up as kids. Other kids bullied them, called them names, made fun of them, and all that kind of stuff, right? And so they have this, the godless children, the blind children have this thing, don't bully. But that's all adults ever do, is bully. Have you noticed that? The first thing they do is attack you. They call you names. They threaten you. They call you names. They bully you as grown adults. I want you to pay attention to that. That's all they use. Racism. They call you a bully. They call you all kinds of names. I was looking at how they've been going after the Great White Hope. Is there anything else they can accuse the Great White Hope of? Is there any other name they can call him? They're bullying him. Grown folk with so-called degrees, too. And they say they don't like bullying. And that's all adults do. They attack and they bully. They're mad at Elon Musk because they said, I may be quoting it wrong, so forgive me, that he's promoting either anti-Semitism or those other people. Anti-Semitic conspiracy theory, right? That's bullying. Anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. That's calling him a name. There's other ways to communicate, right? As an adult, if you don't like bullying. That's all the whole world does, is bully. When husband and wives are fighting at odds, they bully one another. The wife is as bad as the husband is bad as the wife. Brothers and sisters, adults, they do the same thing. Why don't you see that the things that you're accusing others of, you are like that yourself? It starts with you. You are doing to yourself what you're doing to others. Really, what you're doing to others, you're doing it to yourself. And you don't even see it. No one acknowledges that the whole world is bullying one another, adults. And as Joel Friday mentioned the point, he back. Then people like the bully and feel justified doing it. Yeah, you feel justified because you bullied somebody else. But you get bullied, then you're crying. What the? Life is about returning to the Father. And everyone knows when you see children, sons and daughters with their fathers, it's a perfect picture. When you see them with the mother, it's a dull picture. Something wrong with the picture. But you see them with their fathers, it's an amazing picture. Well, that's how it is when you spiritually return to your Father. Forgive your mother, your earthly mother, and your earthly father, and return to the spiritual Father. It's beautiful. You're not yearning for but one thing. And you're misplacing that by believing that you want everything else but that. You're yearning for the Father. That void you have, that emptiness you have, that sense of loss you have. And when you run and you're stupid enough to get an education or get this and get that, make buku money, do this, live here, have certain kind of people in your life, whatever, right? You're still not satisfied. You're as unhappy as the so-called poor person or uneducated person. You have the same fear. You have the same cries at night, loneliness, the same doubts, the same word. Nothing physical changes that at all, not one iota. And it doesn't matter what color you are or what race you are or where you live and who you live with, what you have or don't have. Every human being has a spiritual problem. And that problem is a turning away from the Father. It's nothing else but that. The reason the world, the whole world, and my country is having so much problems right now, it's just hell is everywhere because hell is in you, so it's on earth. Heaven is in you if you turn back to it. I was talking to someone yesterday during counseling. They said they wanted to go to heaven. They were like, they had made a lot of money, they said. They had married, they have children. They've lost a lot of money, they made money. But they realized it didn't work. Nothing changed anything. And they decided to go back to God, find Jesus, and they decided to go back to church. I'm like, well, why? Because I want to go to heaven. When I die. I'm like, what the? Heaven is right here, right now. You don't have to wait to die. It's done. And they asked me something like, and I don't have exact, and I've been asked these things 1 million times now, more. Well, isn't Jesus coming back? Should we be ready when Jesus returns? Something like that. Something like that. Really nice person, though. And I said, well, he has already returned. It's done already. Think about that. It is done. It is completed. It is done. And then this person was, as everybody I talked to in counseling or whatever, were feeling so guilty about things that he had done. He just feels so guilty about it, right? And I'm like, well, why are you feeling guilty? Who is the person that's feeling guilty? And he named one of the things that he had done, but it was breaking of one of the commandments. And he said, I have sinned. I'm like, what was your sin? What sin did you do? And they told me, but it was one of the commandments. I said, well, who told you that was I asked, who told you that was a sin? Well, God said to keep the commandment right, but did he ever say that was a sin? No, not really. Well, so I'm like, where did you get the idea then that it was a sin? And why are you feeling guilty about something that's not even a sin? And right away the light came on. He was able to see. You and I, not even to the depths of it yet, even though I'm getting it, it's becoming clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer as layers and layers of illusion are disappearing. You have no idea how deceived you have been made to be by your parents, your friends, your teachers, your preachers, and the devil, especially the devil. Do you know that maybe 100% until someone wake up, right? But before waking up, 100% of people walk around Earth thinking that they're a sinner? Even though God said salvation is of the heart, they think the nature of the devil, which are vices, right? But really it's the nature of the devil, abnormal nature. They call them vices because they, for some reason, when it's concerning evil, they change names on everything. Vice sounds a little bit personal than the nature of the devil. If you see it for what it is, you can overcome it once you understand it. It's not a vice. It's the abnormal nature. You need a new nature. But all people think that they have sinned. And they have committed one sin, and that's of the heart, is by judging, playing God. No other sin have you ever committed. And even judgment will force upon you when you're subject to your parents, especially your mother. That's why once you forgive, God has forgiven you for that, change your heart, and everything is done. You can now live by being aware, being conscious, never forgetting to be present. And to be present, you're going to be astounded or astonished at what you find. It's gold. It's better than that. And human beings are suffering for no reason at all. Fighting, killing one another, robbing, raping, deceiving, attacking. And the Christians are as bad as the non-Christians. They're both the same. They just have different names, Christian and non-Christian. I was thinking of some of the deception that's happening. There are these black people who call themselves black Israelites, something like that. That is so deceiving that, and you can't, they have to want to see that they have been deceived. Because they're like, I run into them a lot now. That's why I'm bringing it up. They're stuck into, you can't get them to see. You read the Bible, somebody told you that, you read the Bible, and now you believe you're a black Jew or a black Israelite, whatever they call it. And it's not who they are at all. 1-0.
What the?
But they believe it. Just like human beings believe that they're sinners. They don't know that they've been bought back and paid for in full by the blood of the Lamb, by Christ Jesus, the Son of the Father. It was done. All your sins have been washed away. And you're neither guilty nor innocent of anything. But you call yourself that. And because you call yourself that, you believe it, and that's what you are. It's like a man in a dress calling himself a woman. He ain't no woman, but he believe it. He believe it. And you can't convince him that he's not. Or a woman in man's pantsuits. You can't convince her that she ain't no lesbian. Ain't no man. She believe it. And you can't convince her that she's not. But there are people out there who know something is wrong with that. Even though they may be acting it out and may be doing it, they don't want to, and they don't quite understand what's driving them to do that. They don't understand they need to go and forgive their mothers and overcome the spirit of evil. And then that would change too. Their mind would change and everything would change. But you got to want to see it. No human being can convince you of it. There are a whole lot of human beings who are convincing you that you are those things, and only too few are telling you that you're not. And then telling you why you think that way and feel that way so you can overcome it. They have you stand up in the classroom before they'll tell you that you're not those things. They'll have you stand up in the classroom, my name is so-and-so and so-and-so, and I'm a drug addict. My name is so-and-so and so-and-so, and I'm an alcoholic. My name is so-and-so and so-and-so, and I've been free of alcohol for a month. And then they'll assign another alcoholic person to you, and then y'all end up making out. Why y'all drunk? Instead of pointing you back to the Father. If you really, really want to be free, and you can, because in reality, you are free. In the illusion, you're in jail. Amazing. You got to work on you. You got to take your eyes off everybody and everything. Don't even think about them. And just work on you. Lay your weapons down. No more fighting. It's just two devils fighting. A group of devils fighting another group of devils. One-on-one fighting one-on-one. When you are married, stop fighting with your wife. Stop fighting with your husband. Lay your weapon down. And turn the ship around. And you'll see, you'll be free. But as long as you're fighting deeper and deeper and deeper into an illusion. And no one can convince you after a while that you're living in an illusion because you're so deeply down into it now. But if you stop fighting and just start becoming aware of you, which is not you, it will be made clear. You'll be living on earth in heaven. The kingdom of heaven is within. I want to show you a beautiful picture of what happens when you return to the Father. What it looked like. I'm going to give you a physical image of what it looked like. Even though the spiritual image of it is even way greater than that. But I want to give you a physical image of what it looked like when you return to the Father. This is from Fox. A 6-year-old boy catches his biggest fish yet during a father and son fishing trip. Watch this from Fox. Amazing. That's a physical image of what it looked like when you return to the Father. That's for boys and girls, men and women. If that boy had been out on that boat with his mama and the big fish caught his rear, let it go, baby. Don't let the fish pull you in the water. Let that fish too big, baby. Let that go. Don't hurt my baby. What's the matter with the children today? They are yearning for the Father. That's all the problem is. Nothing else but that. Everything else is a lie and an illusion. They are yearning for their fathers. No education, no intellectual knowledge, none of that, no money, no white people giving up everything. It's going to help that problem. Zero. No lowering the standards in America. No putting these people in air traffic control without knowing what the world they're doing. None of that is going to solve the problems of the children. Adults and children. Adults are children. A return to the Father is the only thing that's going to change your life. Read the Bible, hooping and hollering, being mad at your neighbors and anybody else, blaming somebody else, ain't going to do it. Critical race theory, affirmative action, reparation, civil rights ain't going to do it. You must be born of the Father. What's the matter with you, baby? What's the matter? What did I do wrong? Do you really want to know? I want to know. What's the matter with you, babe? You know I did no harm. Oh, baby, can we go out tonight?